Okay? All right. Prayer is the lifeline of a believer. It is a lifetime engagement for all the wayfarers of the road of life. The journey is long and the road is windy, but with every step is the comforting presence of the one who promised, "I will never leave or forsake you." Hebrews 13, verse 5. Let your conversation be without covetousness, and be content with such things as you have, for he has said, "I will never leave thee nor forsake thee." We have an Elohim that answers prayers. Call unto me, and I will answer thee, and show thee great and mighty things which thou knowest not. You find this in Jeremiah 33, verse 1. Moreover, the word of Yahweh came unto Jeremiah the second time while he was yet shut up in the court of the prison, saying, Thus says Yahweh, the maker thereof, Yahweh that formed it to establish it. Yahweh is his name. Call unto me, and I will answer thee, and show thee great and mighty things which thou knowest not. In Psalms, verse 126, verse 1, when Yahweh turned again the captivity of Zion, we were like them that dream. Then was our mouth filled with laughter, and our tongue with singing. Then said they among the heathen, Yahweh has done great things for them. Yahweh has done great things for us, whereof we are glad. Turn again our captivity, O Yahweh, as the streams in the south. They that sow in tears shall weep in joy. He that goes forth and weeps, bears precious seed, shall doubtless come again with rejoicing, bringing his sheaves with him. Yahweh has committed himself to answering prayer. He is a rewarder, meaning he doesn't owe us anything. In Hebrews 11, verse 6, but without faith it is impossible to please him. For he that comes to Yahweh must believe that he is, and that he is a rewarder of them that diligently seek him. He does not ask his people to seek him in vain. Isaiah 45, verse 19. I have not spoken in secret, in a dark place of the earth. I said not unto the seed of Jacob, Seek you me in vain. I, Yahweh, speak righteousness. I declare things that are right. He said, Call unto me, and I will answer. Jeremiah 33, verse 3. Call unto me, and I will answer thee, and show thee great and mighty things which thou knowest not. And again he says in Matthew 7, verse 7, Ask, and it shall be given you. Seek, and you shall find. Knock, and it shall be opened unto you. The book of Proverbs says the expectation of the righteous shall not be cut off. In Proverbs 23, verse 18. For surely there is an end, and thy expectation shall not be cut off. Proverbs 24, verse 14. So shall the knowledge of wisdom be unto thy soul when thou hast found it. Then there shall be a reward, and thy expectation shall not be cut off. According to some of these scriptures and others like them, we will examine what we should look out for when we pray according to the will of our Father. So let's go to Jeremiah in chapter 33 and starting verse 1. Moreover, the word of Yahweh came unto Jeremiah the second time, while he was yet shut up in the court of the prison, saying, Thus says Yahweh, the maker thereof, Yahweh that formed it, to establish it. Yahweh is his name. Call unto me, and I will answer thee, and show thee great and mighty things which thou knowest not. For thus says Yahweh, the Elohim of Israel, concerning the houses of this city, and concerning the houses of the kings of Judah, which are thrown down by the mounts and by the sword. They come to fight with the Chaldeans, but it is to fill them with the dead bodies of men, whom I have slain in my anger and in my fury, and for all whose wickedness I have hid my face from this city. Behold, I will bring it health and cure, and I will cure them, and will reveal unto them the abundance of peace and truth. And I will cause the captivity of Judah and the captivity of Israel to return, and will build them as at the first. And I will cleanse them from all their iniquity, whereby they have sinned against me. And I will pardon all their iniquities, whereby they have sinned, and whereby they have transgressed against me. And it shall be to me a name of joy, a praise, and honor before all the nations of the earth, which shall hear all the good that I do unto them. And they shall fear and tremble for all the goodness and for all the prosperity that I procure unto it. Thus says Yahweh, again there shall be heard in this place, which you shall say, be desolate, without man and without beast, even in the cities of Judah, and in the streets of Jerusalem, that are desolate, without man and without inhabitant, and without beast. The voice of joy, the voice of gladness, the voice of the bridegroom and the voice of the bride, the voice of them that shall say, praise Yahweh of hosts, for Yahweh is good, for his mercy endures forever. And of them that shall bring the sacrifice of praise into the house of Yahweh. For I will cause to return to captivity of the land, as at the first, says Yahweh. Thus says Yahweh of hosts, again in this place, which is desolate, without man and without beast, and in all the cities thereof shall be a habitation of shepherds causing their flocks to lie down. In the cities of the mountains, in the cities of the vale, and in the cities of the south, and in the land of Benjamin, and in the places about Jerusalem, and in the cities of Judah, shall the flocks pass again under the hand of him that tells them, says Yahweh. Behold, the days come, says Yahweh, that I will perform that good thing which I have promised unto the house of Israel and to the house of Judah. In those days and at that time will I cause the branch of righteousness to grow up unto David, and he shall execute judgment and righteousness in the land. In those days shall Judah be saved, and Jerusalem shall dwell safely. And this is the name wherewith she shall be called, Yahweh our righteousness. For thus says Yahweh, David shall never want a man to sit upon the throne of the house of Israel, neither shall the priests, the Levites, want a man before me to offer burnt offerings, and to kindle meat offerings, and to do sacrifice continually. And the word of Yahweh came unto Jeremiah, saying, Thus says Yahweh, if you can break my covenant of the day and my covenant of the night, and that there should not be day and night in their season, then may also my covenant be broken with David, my servant, that he should not have a son to reign upon his throne, and with the Levites, the priests, my ministers, as the host of heaven cannot be numbered, neither the sand of the sea measured, so will I multiply the seed of David my servant, and the Levites that minister unto me. Moreover, the word of Yahweh came to Jeremiah, saying, Considerest thou not what this people have spoken, saying, The two families which Yahweh has chosen, he has even cast them off? Thus they have despised my people, that they should be no more a nation before them. Thus says Yahweh, if my covenant be not with day and night, and if I have not appointed the ordinances of heaven and earth, then will I cast away the seed of Jacob and David my servant, so that I will not take any of his seed to be rulers over the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. For I will cause their captivity to return, and have mercy on them. Our Elohim is able to do exceedingly, abundantly above whatever we may ask or think. Nothing in our imagination is equal to Yahweh. Elohim is and can go beyond our widest and wildest imaginations. He puts all the elements of the seas together. If our needs demand that the waters of the sea should dry up, and we ask him, it is nothing for him to dry up the seas for us. He had once parted the Red Sea for his people. In answer to one man's prayer, our Father has stopped the sun, or rather the earth, from rotating around its orbit. Have you not read in your Bible that some men on the earth have eaten angels' food? Psalm 78, verse 24. And had rained down manna upon them to eat, and had given them of the corn of heaven. Man did eat angel food. He sent them meat to the full. Do you remember that a prophet was fed with food couriered by a bird? In 1 Kings 17, verse 6. And the ravens brought him bread and flesh in the morning, and bread and flesh in the evening, and he drank of the brook. Study the scriptures. Money was provided to pay taxes from the mouth of a fish. In Matthew 17, verse 24, and when they were come to Capernaum, they that received tribute money came to Peter and said, does not your master pay tribute? He said, yes. And when he was come into the house, Yeshua prevented him, saying, what thinkst thou, Simon? Of whom do the kings of the earth take custom or tribute? Of their own children or of strangers? Peter said unto him, of strangers. Yeshua said unto him, then are the children free. Notwithstanding, lest we should offend them, go out to the sea, cast a hook, and take up the fish that first comes up. And when thou hast opened its mouth, thou shalt find a piece of money that take and give unto them for me and you. Our Elohim is great. We have limited him for so long. Our Father says in Jeremiah 33, verse 3, call on me, and I will answer you, and show you great and mighty things which you never knew. If he has promised it, he will do it. So have you really truly called on him? Have you recognized him to be the source of all you can ever need? Do you know that he measured the waters in the palms of his hands? Isaiah 40, verse 12. Who has measured the waters in the hollow of his hand, and meted out heaven with the span, and comprehended the dust of the earth in a measure, and weighed the mountains in scales, and the hills in a balance? Have you not read that the nations are like a drop in the bucket before him? Isaiah 40, verse 15. Behold, the nations are as a drop of a bucket, and are counted as the small dust of the balance. Behold, he takes up the isles as a very little thing. Imagine all the nations of Africa, Asia, North, South, and Central America, the Middle East, Europe, all of them, just a drop in the bucket. This is your Elohim. This is our Elohim. We must limit our limitations and exalt his omnipotence. David confronted Goliath on the authority of the knowledge of Yahweh, who is able to do great and mighty things. And Goliath's height was reduced to 0. So if you can pray, if you will pray, your sorrows will change to joy. Your mountains will be leveled. There will be a turnaround in your life before the end of this year. Just read Yahweh's word. Believe Yahweh's word. Follow Yahweh's word. Know Yahweh's word. What is his will? Psalm 65 verse 2. O thou that hearest prayer, unto thee shall all flesh come. We have deliverance from troubles. Troubles are universal citizens, and they come in different shapes and shades. They appear when we least expect them. Great men have faced great troubles. Abraham, Jacob, Joseph, Moses, David. The rank of the prophets had their portions. Elijah was harassed by Jezebel that he despaired of life. The apostles had their share of troubles of life. Yeshua himself not only got through bouts of unrelented trials and troubles, he told us that we would have them plenty. He warned, in the world you will have tribulations. In John 16 verse 33, these things have I spoken unto you, that in me you might have peace. In the world you shall have tribulation, but be of good cheer. I have overcome the world. In fact, the apostles understood that. We must, through much tribulation, enter into the kingdom of Yahweh. In Acts 14, verse 22. Confirming the souls of the disciples and exhorting them to continue in the faith, and that we must, through much tribulation, enter into the kingdom of Yahweh. However, the mercy of Yahweh is expressed also in that he promised that if we call on him in the time of our troubles, he will deliver us. He promised. Psalms 50, verse 15. And call upon me in the day of trouble. I will deliver thee, and thou shalt glorify me. Has he fulfilled this promise any time in the history of mankind? Certainly. The Bible is full of accounts of men and women that Yahweh has delivered from troubles of life. Joseph was delivered from prison and promoted to the palace. Jacob was delivered from his ugly past and servitude and given a new name and a new beginning. David was rescued from Goliath and Saul and given the throne. Elijah was given victory over the prophets of Baal and Jezebel. Daniel was delivered from the lions. Jabez prayed and his destiny was changed in 1 Chronicles 4 verse 10. And Jabez called on the Elohim of Israel, saying, "Oh, that thou would bless me indeed, and enlarge my coast, and that thy hand might be with me, and that thou would keep me from evil, that it may not grieve me." And Elohim granted him that which he requested. Yahweh took care of his sorrows. The woman with the issue of blood was healed. Blind Bartimaeus had his eyes opened. Mark 10, verse 46. And they came to Jericho. As he went out of Jericho with his disciples and a great number of people, blind Bartimaeus, the son of Timaeus, sat by the highway side begging. And when he heard that it was Yeshua of Nazareth, he began to cry out and say, "Yeshua, son of David, have mercy on me." Many charged him that he should hold his peace. Be quiet. But he cried the more, a great deal, "Thou son of David, have mercy on me." And Yeshua stood still and commanded him to be called. And they called the blind man, saying unto him, "Be of good comfort, rise, he calls for thee." And he, casting away his garment, rose and came to Yeshua. And Yeshua answered and said unto him, What wilt thou that I should do unto thee? The blind man said unto him, Master, that I might receive my sight. And Yeshua said unto him, Go thy way, thy faith has made thee whole. And immediately he received his sight and followed Yeshua in the way. Yahweh has committed himself to answering prayers. We have because we don't ask. James 4, verse 2. You lust and have not. You kill and desire to have and cannot obtain. You fight and war, yet you have not, because you ask not. Prayer is more potent than the arsenals of war. It is more powerful than the atomic or nuclear bomb. Prayer accesses and penetrates the elements of the spiritual. Remember, we're wrestling not with flesh and blood, with spirits in high places. A man is as powerful as his prayers. This is true when we realize that prayer is working in concert with Yahweh over any impossibility of a man. Yeshua commanded that in Luke 18, verse 1, and he spoke a parable unto them to this end, that men ought to always pray and not to faint. Don't give up. He's not working on our timetable. He's working on his. Keep asking. He promised. You gotta believe it. Life is defined as either a race or a battle. Never a joke or a casual game. Both require strength. The man or woman that will not faint, therefore, must better be praying. He who fails to pray becomes a prey. This is the equation of life. The time of trouble is when human strength, wisdom, or resources become ineffective and inadequate, and therefore unproductive. It is called in various terms the swelling of Jordan, the evil day, the time of Jacob's trouble, the day of reckoning, the hour and the power of darkness. Every man has a portion. There's no escape. Who wins is determined by who has Yahweh on his side, or rather, who runs to Yahweh's side through the process of prayer. So, if we would pray, and rightly so, we would be delivered. Because I believe, just not on my timetable, it's his. Yahweh has given this a promise. Are you in a day of trouble? Is life squeezing you? Are you going through a valley of depression? There is an Elohim who will deliver you, and you will glorify him. Call upon me in the day of trouble, and I will deliver thee, and thou shalt glorify me. Yahweh bless, and pray to him.